Hello, race fans, and we are back with the latest installment of the Race Face Driving 5 podcast series. As always, I'm Jacob Seelman in the host chair. We've got Cassidy Hinds back with us. And Cassidy, I want to start with the positives because for the month of July, you had a top three finish in your first super late model start of the month, which was by far the best that you've been not only this season, but I would argue that's one of the best runs you've ever put together at your home track in the super late model since you moved divisions. So let's talk about that race first. Congratulations on a podium. I know it's been something you've been working towards and kind of long overdue. How big was that race, not just running against the front runners, but just in general to have the speed for your confidence?
It was a big confidence boost. We've been struggling all season with the new car blues and trying to get the car back to where it should be. And so this last race that we had ran and got third, it was like a big confidence boost for me, and it really showed that um, we had the speed to be there and that we can run up there and that I deserve to run up there. And so it was a really good weekend. Finishing top three, that is third is my highest place in the super late models at Colorado National Speedway, which um, is really good for me. Um, Bummed it couldn't be a second or first, but we will get there. And it was a big confidence boost for me going into the Cars Tour weekend with that in mind. And just overall, it really helped with the whole season because at the beginning of the season, it was like we couldn't catch a break. We were either getting wrecked out or we were finishing in the back because of speed problems or because we were getting wrecked and then going laps down. So finishing third, it was a big confidence and a big booster for the whole season.
All right, so you had that, like you said, kind of a springboard into the Cars Tour West weekend, which just happened a few days ago. And uh, I loved that you were able to carry the speed forward. You were top five, top six in practice most of the weekend, actually qualified sixth. And for those who don't realize how stacked a field this was 20 plus cars. You had guys like Kevin Harvick, Jacob Gomes. I mean, people who Harvick's won a Cup Series championship. Jacob Gomes has won how many super late model big races and championships on the West Coast. I mean, this was a decent chunk of really heavy hitters, and you were right in the middle of it. Like we said, qualified 60. You had gotten up actually as high as third in what was supposed to be a 125 lap feature for you, and then about a third of the way through, it didn't it didn't end the way we hoped. I know the spin led to contact with somebody else that ultimately kind of really messed up the front end. Take me through kind of the start of that race because you were really working your way up through there, and then what you felt when the car finally went around on you.
Yeah, so kind of the events leading up to it were a little weird. So there was a wreck. Previously there it was like lap 30 that they had wrecked. And from what we assume, there was debris on the track or something happened to the point where it punctured a hole in my radiator and the water was coming back at the tire at the left rear or right rear and causing me to get like really squirrely. So the lap before I had actually spun, I came out of two and it was like dancing the whole way down the track. It was just like going like that the whole way down. And then I got it under control, went into one again and looped it, spun it in the middle of one and two, and there was another car beneath us. So I ended up hitting them. That ended up ending our night because I got a electrical fire from it because it pushed the radiator back into the fan and caused a short circuit. And the water was like getting in the wires and everything. So that ended our night short. Um, It was really unfortunate. It was a big bummer because I believe we did have a top five, top three car, because we were there the whole race, and then that happened, and it's like, really, it sucks. Um, try to keep a smile on, but it sucks. Um, the fans always make it better though.
Oh, of
The
course.
fans made it better at the end of the race, so they all told me it was an amazing race and, everything that they say. So they all make it better when you have the rough days.
What was the experience like for you? Obviously, you've raced against some tough competition in big races like the Chili Willy before Turkey Shoot, but to be wheel to wheel at a couple different points with somebody like Kevin Harvick, who obviously you've watched at times on television, you know what his what his record and what he's done in the sport, but to have the speed to be able to contend and battle with him like you did earlier in that feature, that had to be a cool moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's really cool. It's something that like everybody dreams of is racing against a NASCAR driver, whether they be in NASCAR right now or retired or still in NASCAR but also racing other things. Um, But in the moment, it was like I'm just racing some other person. You don't really see it as, oh my God, I'm racing against Kevin Harvick. Like I'm on his outside right now.
Sure.
I'm passing him. You see it as like he's another driver and you're just passing him to gain positions. Um, but at the end of it, it was pretty cool to say that like I went toe to toe with him.
I was going to say that's one of those moments where, like you said, in the moment for you in the helmet, you don't think about it, but it's like after you get out of the car and reflect on it a little bit, it's okay, we did that.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
I know you were talking a little bit about the damage to the front end of the race car. I know that's put some of your racing here the first part of August, maybe in jeopardy, depending on how quickly the repairs can be done. But when you do get back out on track, given that you finally have found something it feels like that's really clicked for you guys over these past couple races, do you feel like you're maybe coming into the sweet spot of where you and this team want to be and for what races are left in your season that you can really build off of what you found this last month?
Yeah, I really hope so. I really hope that we can stay up there. It's hard because right now we only have three races left in the season in general, and as of right now, we are missing the next two. So, by the time I'm back, we will only be racing one race left in the season. Um, but I hope that we can still be a contender and still have everything that we had coming into Car Store. I hope that we can
Sure.
transfer it to the next race that we run.
I know that last race in September you're excited about too because it's the big 100 lapper that usually closes the season, and we know how much you love the extra distance races. So it's one of those where, okay, if we can keep the speed, this could be a really good shot for us.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all tire game. It's big tire game, like saving and making sure you don't overdrive it. So it's a big game, but I always like the big races. I always think they're fun, they're entertaining. They never really get boring. And yeah, we get exhausted, but it's like a good exhaustion. It's like it makes you
For
feel
sure.
good.
Well, and you've talked about it on here before that really you've felt confident in your ability to pace yourself over some of those longer races.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets easier over time to do that. And this season especially, we've had a lot more long races, so I think it'll be better. And I think hopefully, the results will be there to back it up. And hopefully the car's there too.
Well, Cassidy, before we let you go, and we wish you guys the best of luck also on getting the car put back together so we can see you out on track at least one more time this year. Sponsors, shout outs, thank yous. Who makes it possible for you to get to the racetrack?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my family first of all for everything that they sacrifice for me to race. And I'd like to thank my team, for everything that they do and for all of their help with Cars Tour and the whole season. I mean, they did amazing. And I'd like to thank all of my sponsors, Frontier Restoration, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Commit to Fitness, the Pineapple Pump Project, Matco Tools, and everybody else that makes this possible.
Well, Cassidy, always a pleasure to have you on here and excited too. Obviously, you've had them on the car regularly, but I know be looking forward at least one more time this year to seeing the kids at the racetrack and be able to shout out friends of Jacqueline as well. I know that's always something when you're at the racetrack that's been important to you over the years.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that's Cassidy Hinds. I'm Jacob Seelman. This has been another Race Face Drive in 5, and we'll see you next time here on raceface.tv for more.